welcome to the Living Hope Thought for the Day. And today's thought comes from the first letter of Paul to the Thessalonians. Now, this is a particularly interesting letter because many scholars believe that this is the first writing of the New Testament, about AD 45. And so Thessalonians is going to give us a real insight as to what was happening in the lives of believers at this particular time. And clearly, one of the things that's very uppermost in the mind of believers in the first century is the sense that Jesus was coming back. And that comes through certainly in 1 Thessalonians and also in 2 Thessalonians. Now, one of the things about this particular church is that it's born out of great adversity. There's a lot of opposition in Thessalonica. Paul doesn't find it easy there. And in fact, he's not there very long. It's a comparatively short visit because so much strife is stirred up as people begin to trust Jesus that the believers, the new believers, say, Paul, you've got to go. Now, knowing Paul, he didn't want to go. He wanted to stay and be with them and encourage them. But they say, look, God's got more work for you to do. If you stay and they kill you, others are going to be deprived of your ministry. We love you. We want you to stay. But we urge you to go. And one of the things that Paul writes about this church, he says, you're a model church. Because now he has left them and he's thinking about sending others to visit them and find out how they're doing. But very much there's a strong burden in his heart. God did a remarkable work in you. Out of you, he says, everyone is hearing about Jesus. Wherever I go or wherever people bring me messages from all sorts of places, they talk about the way that you turn from idols and you are standing firm for the faith and you're waiting for Christ to come back. And he says, I'm so proud of you. That's really what he's sharing. And again, his apostolic ministry is very much illustrated here because he talks about being like a nursing mother. He had such an affection for these Christians and he wanted to, as it were, cuddle them, to just put his arm around them. This is Paul, who we perhaps often think of as quite a tough guy, not one into a lot of sort of sensitive caring, but no, he cares deeply. He's so concerned that they walk with Christ, and he takes very seriously the concern that they raise concerning the second coming, because they're seeing people die and they're asking the question, are they missing out? Those that die and go from us, are they going to miss out when Jesus comes? And that's when Jesus, he's going to come, he's going to return. And Paul says, I want to assure you, these people won't miss out. Because what's going to happen, and of course it's summarized greatly, but he's saying, when the time comes for Jesus to return, he's going to first of all gather the saints who have died, and they're going to be brought together to the earth. And he says that a moment will come when all of those who've died, they'll come with Jesus and there'll be this great gathering. And he says those who are alive and remain on the earth at that moment, they'll be caught up into the air and they will join the saints who are being brought by Jesus and will always together then be with the Lord. He says, comfort yourselves with these words. You're all going to be together. You're separated at the moment, but you're all going to be together. You're going to find yourselves in this glorious realm of the heavenly sphere. The end will come, but those who've died in Christ will not miss out. And as you're waiting on the earth, those of you who are, you'll be lifted up. Raptured is one word that people use, but just joining Jesus and the saints. and will forever be enjoying him. Oh, there are so many verses. Chapter 5, pray without ceasing, don't quench the spirit, test prophesying. So many things that Paul pours out to this wonderful church. May God help us, like them, to be ready and waiting when Jesus comes again. God bless you.